How's it going, everyone? My name is Flipribbon, and welcome back to Pheonix, Wright, Ace Attorney. Tonight, we go to the trial of Will Powers after gathering a bit of evidence. A little bit. Just a bit of evidence that he could possibly maybe not be the murderer. I don't really know for sure. Don't worry about it. A little tipsy for this here trial. Don't worry about that either. A drunk Pheonix Wright could destroy any prosecution. October 18th, 10 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 4. Fantastic. Oh shit, is the defense drunk? Holy shit. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Yeah, we'll kick his ass. Don't worry, alright? Like I said, a drunk Pheonix Wright could eradicate any sober man. Very well, Mr. Edgewood. Your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. Bullshit. You have a picture of a man in a costume. Big whoop. I see. Very well. I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, prosecution may call its first witness. Oh, please. By all means. Very well. I call a most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Sure. This guy put all his eggs in the gumshoe basket. That's all I'm going to say about Edgeworth. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio, see? So complicated. This here is the employee area. Right. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. Right. I remember that. This is the main gate to the studios. Okay. The security lady that works at the studio was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Okay. Past the security station, there's a gate, you see. Okay. Past that are the studios. Alright. And here it is. Studio 1. Cool. This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Great. I forgot how much breath this game takes to Let's Play. I'm not gonna lie. It's fine. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. Okay, and all the production staff were in the employee area until noon. What's she doing there? Then after lunch, the victim Jack Hammer went to Studio 1. Victim. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Alright, now, jump ahead to later that day. 5 p.m. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. Wait, he was dead? The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. Okay, that's the case. In brief, you have no evidence of who did that. None. 0. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to that whole thing again? Fuck no! Is he gonna, like, change something slightly if I listen to it again? No. I got it. No fucking worries. I think I can probably remember that. Sure. So, the murder weapon was a spear? How medieval. Indeed, Your Honor. Samurai spear was added to the court record. This spear was found stuck in the chest of the victim. Okay. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Your Honor.
Are you a bitch?
Alright, whatever. Let's call the security officer to the stand. Let's. I'm gonna fucking kick her ass. I'll get drunk right in front of you, idiot. Will the witness declare her name? OLDBAG?
My, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit
I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Excuse me. Your name, please. Oh, dearie. No need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. That's awful. Your name, please. Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witness to say their names. Wendy OLDBAG, dearie. So just call me Grandma. Even when I was young, they called me OLDBAG. Can you believe it? But there was this boy, the captain of the football team. He called me an OLDBAG, you see. Objection! I object to the witness's talkativeness. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was just getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get to the testimony. Please. No. The witness was stationed on the main gate on the day of the murder. Correct? Yes, see, I was. Yes, see? I hate you. You're guilty. and to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you. You know your stuff, dearie. You may begin your testimony. She sure is one hell of an OLDBAG. Good one, Pheonix. God, my God. The writing in this game is incredible. Witness's account. Let's go. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Okay. Poor old Hammer and the rest have been doing a run through there since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Is that right? Is that right? I can't wait to press you. Anyway, it was 1 o'clock when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5 o'clock. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m. Right. Interesting to me, because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers! That man right there! And he was heading toward the studio! Oh, was he? Was he now? You saw the defendant then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Dude, I can't even wait. You ready for this OLDBAG? What do you got? On the day of the murder, I arrived at the gas station at 1 p.m. Checks out. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run through there since the morning. I had some other errands. Hold it! What kind of errands? Oh, well, you know. I'm afraid I don't know. Answer the question! Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers. Observing, you know. Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station? Whippersnapper! I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job! I'm not sure your boss would see it that way. Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs. Always! You're gross. Grow up. Never missed one in all my years. Wow, I want to see a Steel Samurai run-through too. You could quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty. Not a bad idea. Anyway, it was 1 o'clock when I got to the guard station. I don't even think I believe that. Presser! Hold it! Did you see the victim then? Did I see poor old Hammer? Nope. He'd already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station. Tell us what happened next. Okay. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m. Right. How do you know that? How did you know that? Oh, I have my ways, that overdressed young detective told me. I fed him some donuts and he talked and talked. If you ask me, that detective isn't cut out for his job. Poor Detective Gumshoe, getting ratted out by a security guard. Poor Detective Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe is an incompetent fucking idiot. Interesting to me, because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. That right? How do you know it was Powers? 2? You're sure? Sure as spit. Well, who was the man? Really? You should try not to get so excited at your age. You might strain something. Now, don't get your skivvies all in a bunch. I'll tell you who it was. It was Powers. That man right there. He was heading toward the studio. How do you know it was him? So, you saw Powers? That's what I said. Got wax in your ears, sonny? Nick, This is your chance. Yeah, time to pull out the secret weapon. I'll say it again. It was him. Oh, really? It was Powers. That man right there. The music stopped. That's how you know I'm right. Let me get this straight, old bag. Ms. Oldbag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers. Correct. But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. All right. Here you go, Your Honor. What is this? Exactly. None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo-Old Tokyo. Miss Oldbag. Is this the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course. Didn't your mama teach you any What is happening here? I hate it. Of course. Didn't your mama teach you any sense, sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right? No, they can't. Well, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. It's exactly true. It's exactly true. I know that. I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this court is accusing you of that, Miss Witness. He's having trouble calling her old bag, apparently. However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you? Nosy old man. Of course I have proof. What? Huh? Even Edgeworth is surprised? The prosecution would like to ask the witness, please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time. How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look. Wow, old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Let's hear about your proof, then. Yeah, tell me all about it. More testimonies. The craziest world in the world. The man in the powers. The man in the suit. I never say anything. I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now, look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his leg. See? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? No. No? So, he had sprained his ankle. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. She's gotta be hiding something. I'll press her till she squeals. The man in the photo, not the man in the suit. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. Oh, yeah? Whippersnapper? Hey, I haven't said anything yet. I'll have you know I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I've said is on the straight and narrow, the up and up. Youth today always Mr. Wright, please, for all our sakes, try not to upset the witness. I think Edgeworth has met his match. All right. That morning, during the run-through the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. How did he trip and fall? Trip and fall? Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh! So, Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course. You helped make it better? I kissed it where it hurt. Let's just skip over that part, shall we? Why? That's incredibly strange. Where was the assistant then? Oh, her. She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. Okay. Right. You may continue your testimony. She didn't know. So it can't be real, right? She's just bullshitting. She's just totally lying, right? It has to be the truth. What prop? He broke a prop? Sure did. His own samurai spear. A samurai spear? The murder weapon? Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it. This strikes me as a significant detail. I'd better write this down in the court record. The murder weapon. A break in the shaft has been mended with duct tape. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. What? I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there is one thing that bothers me. Which is? Where is this steel samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the steel samurai. Yes. And it is clear that the person in the steel samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's right. Are you sure you're sure, Your Honor? Object! Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the steel samurai. Nowhere in this photo can you see Mr. Will Powers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on... Why is it happening? I wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also. I've already considered it, Your Honor, and fucked your ass in preparation. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. I told you that's what he'd say. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask twice. Please ask twice. I hate your voice. I hate doing it. I wish I could do a different voice. I don't know why I can't. Witness's account. Can't. The time of poor Mr. Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m. True. The only person I saw go to the studio before then was the man in the suit. Bitch. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. So, if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be the steel samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, may cross-examine the witness. This is fucked. This is real fucked. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m. How did you know that? How do you know that? Eh? Didn't I just explain? I gave donuts to the young detective. And then, after some rubbish about it being a secret, pal, he told me everything. I see. Detective Gumshoe shares his fellow officer's fondness for donuts. Of course! The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. As we already established, you can't prove that. Hold on! Yeah, come on. Look at this photograph one more goddamn time. Please. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct? Yes, sir, Sonny. So, whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture. And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Where you going with this, Pheonix? Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data. Data. Oh. You know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening. That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed the words, October 15th, 2 p.m. Photo number 2. Even I know that means it was taken on 2 p.m. on October 15th. Really, Sonny? Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end, where it says, photo number 2. Photo number 2. The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it really was the only photo? Order! Please, tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not 1, but 2 people went to the studio that day. That there's only data for the one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access. The security lady herself. You watch your mouth, whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers. I thought she was going on a rant, so I was gonna be like, Well, the only person I saw that day was Will Powers, and I bet you can't believe what I've been through. I've been working at this place for so long, I can't believe the studio would ever think the fire. But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Well, yes, that's what it would seem to mean. Can the witness explain this to the court? I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help! Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either. Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too. Whippersnapper? Something the matter, Miss Oldbag? That's right. I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Steel Samurai? Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way. Is she gonna say a raccoon or something? 'Cause I'll be mad. I see. Your testimony now, please. Even the judge is sick of this. At least the judge is my friend. The other person. Great. Spin me a tale. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer, and I check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. This bitch. Oh my god. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out the one photo that day. What was it of? Please. Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this. Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it. Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination. Well, I'd say this was a turn of the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. Really, Maya? You could tell the future? Why you been holding out on me, dog? The other person. Fantastic. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. And what is that? Another job? That's right. I check all the people that pass by the main gate that day. I look closely at every one of the photos that the security camera takes. Do you back up all of the security camera data? Edgeworth says data. I don't. Well, they keep telling me to. Yes. But those computers are just so frustrating. Fire this woman now. She is the worst security guard. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see? Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day. Come to think of it. Couldn't you think of that a little earlier? Classic old windbag maneuver, Maya. That's Pheonix saying that. Maya? Might be a useful tactic to remember for use in my future career as a windbag. Let's find out more about this erased photo. Oh my god. You know, I love this game because I was just talking about this, how like Maya is like, what if you're just full of shit? What if you're just not a psychic? What if your mom was actually full of shit? And she's just like, hey man, I'm a professional wig bag. So, you know, sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. Suspicion looking photo of it. How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking? Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces, for the most part. This bitch is racist. For the most part? This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag. Well, I didn't touch that suspicious looking Will Powers photo, did I? I think she's missing the point. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out that one photo that day. Come to think of it! Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased? A fanboy. Fanboy? Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks, if you ask me. And you don't think they could have killed him? They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. One was there that day. Wait a second. Did you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your stupid fucking words. Well, what? Oh my god. This game is confirming my ageism. I actually hate old people. At least United States American old people are pieces of goddamn garbage. They're worthless. You could just throw them in the garbage. I just hate them. I mean, not all of them, but most of them are the worst thing that has ever cursed our entire world. Anyway, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. Oh, really? The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside and, well, that's where they come in. They come in through the drain? I told you they were freaks. You look like a freak. Oh, and they're kids. Children. Whippersnappers. But here's the thing. You just called Edgeworth and me a whippersnapper. It doesn't mean anything. Kids? So, on the photo that you erased, it was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade. What? I don't even believe this. I don't even believe this for a second. Order! Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was the Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about 2nd or 3rd grade. God damn it. Oh, yes. Well, we see his type there every day. Can't stop him. Can't teach him. A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade. I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear. Impossible, I'd think. It's quite heavy. Right. As I said, I didn't pay him much mind. Music's a little creepy. That's why I erased the data. Nick? What's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. This court will take a 5-minute recess. Is this game positing to me that a child murdered this man? I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time. Holy shitballs. October 18th, 11:08 a.m. District Court. Defendant lobby, number 3. Mr. Powers? Yes? Tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio. I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping. Honest. So, who was the Steel Samurai in that security photo? How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it. Really? What? You should take better care of that stuff. I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a Steel Samurai costume. So, where does this leave me? It doesn't look good. Yeah, it really doesn't. You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick, what are we going to First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this. Right. And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. Right. If we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually. I am. Stupid Pheonix. Hey, Nick. It's time. What? Okay, let's go. What? Time to leave? What's that mean? Please don't sigh like that. Alright. Oh my god, we're going back in? I thought... Reconvene already? Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on the matter? The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studio was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence. But there's still no one else that could have committed the crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant of Mr. Will Powers. Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts? The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime! Is there? A child. A child. Is this game sexist? Because maybe it's gonna say the assistant is as weak as a child. Because that'd be awful. But maybe. Order! Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Right. Great. Is it the stakes weren't high enough? So, who is this person other than Mr. Powers that could have committed the murder? It was the assistant. The steel samurai costume was in his dressing room. She stole it, and in doing so, became the steel samurai. It's dragging because she's shorter than Will Powers. So, you're saying the steel samurai in the picture is really the assistant? That's correct, Your Honor. Oh, really? If you're serious, you've got guts, Mr. Wright. Oh, really? Remember the photo? Wasn't the steel samurai a little lame? He was dragging his foot. Oh, uh-oh. Bad feeling time. Remember the testimony concerning Powers' injury? I know that. Shut up. What about the assistant? Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. Okay, she was just short. The assistant knew nothing of Powers' injury. She could look the steel samurai look with that costume. But she couldn't walk the steel samurai walk. She wouldn't have limped. That kind of takes the legs out from under that case. Mr. Wright, I'm afraid I have to penalize you, as I warned. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows my sorrow. It was the security lady, come on. Let's be honest. Yep. There goes the silent music. I had a thing going there. What with the shortness? It was the security lady. Wendy OLDBAG. Who? The steel samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady. OLDBAG. What? Whippersnapper. Am I though? Am I though? This was too obvious for me. This one, too obvious. For drunk Pheonix Wright. I feel like I could have cracked this sober like that. This would be like too obvious for me. But you know, I was giving it the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it was the assistant. You never know. Order! Is this true, OLDBAG? OLDBAG? That's Ms. OLDBAG to you. Ms. OLDBAG was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the steel samurai costume, then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the steel samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. Because, duh, she knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. Of course, if she was in his costume, she could point the finger at Powers. I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh, yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes 2, baby! Eh? That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some new damning evidence? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? Prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time. What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you all think I did it, is that it? Gee boy, don't just sit there. Do something. That's my move. Maybe now's my chance to take this the whole way. Something is just not right. Dude, Will Powers is 23. I'm 22. I feel like I've wasted my life. Shit. I don't know. Something feels wrong. Press further. Fuck it. Very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers the suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss OLDBAG's actions on that day. But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer? I don't know. You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive too. Indeed. That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings. I hope. Wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy. The one whose photo I erased. He's only a grade schooler though, as you said. 2nd or 3rd grade, was it? That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds tops. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? That boy is not the killer. What? Or is it nice to the kids to be mean to your elders? What? What? Be nice to the kids and mean to your elders, Jay? This bitch is delusional. She's crazy. I have proof. Do you, Pheonix? Because I don't have proof. I'm a little wasted for this. Proof? Indeed. Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows this boy cannot have committed this murder. No. The spear? Your Honor! The murder weapon was the samurai spear. Huh? That very spear is shown here in this photo. How could the boy have taken the spear? It's impossible. I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this? The windbag. Speechless. It's gotta be a first. Very well. What? This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Windy. What was her name? Something OLDBAG, Your Honor. Then the prosecution will look further into this OLDBAG before we continue. That is all. This court is adjourned. Best lawyer ever, Will Powers. You are fucked. Wait a second! I'm not going to just sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me? I'm talking. Yeah, please. Oh, great. Stop the presses. The windbag wants to talk. Miss OLDBAG, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony? Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about. No, not to talk about? By whom? Huh? You mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk? Well, testify!
My lips were sealed.
Oh, were they? Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studio on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. But if you're going to go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. Wow. For all the kangaroo courtishness of the world, you know, at least they know that humans will absolutely fold on each other in the name of self-preservation. Miss OLDBAG, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now? Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the OLDBAG. I need water, hang on. Drink irresponsibly, Drink some water. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Oh my god, alright. My lips were sealed, let's go. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. What? What did they want? So you were told not to talk. That's right, by the studio and the TV bigwigs, no less. Why didn't I hear about this? Don't be too hard on yourself, Sonny. We were all in on it. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. If you're going to accuse me, I'm not gonna let them get away. Nick, I guess pressing her was the right thing to do. For an old windbag, she sure likes keeping secrets. Let's get as much information as we can. Okay. Alright, let's do it. But on the next episode, I really think I should be just a bit more cognizant for this coming questioning. If you enjoyed, everybody, please like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want in the world. Have an amazing day. I'm me, you're you, but I gotta go. So, peace out.